Good morning, everybody. Early Saturday morning at 7-Eleven, our favorite place to have. Oh gosh, 7-Eleven, yeah. It's January. It's the last day of January. It's the last time I'm going to say that, I think. All right, so what has happened between last night and this morning? Well, according to my Funkin' Wagnall and my, excuse me, there is a new lottery result for the Mega Millions. Super duper. There it is. I have it hermetically sealed inside my envelope here. Sealed up with my special tape. And I have a ticket. Prize winnings. Prior prize winnings. Couple tickets for the $303 million version, which nobody won. Nobody. Not anybody. Which means, you know what that means? It means that it's a rollover. Yep. So I gotta shrink this down a little bit. See. But you know what? You know I like to be right at middle. There we go. I am right at middle. And I can see everything that you can see. But I can see it better. This spreadsheet was produced by myself, the author, and the lottery has not confirmed or endorsed anything that I have on here. They'll probably agree that it is a rollover. That February 3rd will be the next drawing date, which is a Tuesday. It is the next Tuesday after yesterday's Friday. Which was January 30th. This is the 31st. You know, so you got first, second, third. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's it. And I've also said that it's 323 million. I can check that on my special application. And notice that the time is 7:16:01, 02, 03. But seriously, folks. Nope, not there. It's in this one, right there. Lottery. You can see lottery, barely. Yeah. 323 million. I am verifying that. And you might be able to see it on here. 323 million. See it right there? 323. Yep, February 3rd. Okay. Just saying. Back 7:16 in the morning. All right, so 323 is confirmed. It is a rollover. No one won the $303 million lottery. The number is 11, 34, 36, 43, 63. 11 and 13 is your Mega Million special yellow ball. keep on wanting to know what they call that ball. But it is yellow. The numbers go from 1 to 24, high of 24, and a low of 1. We're not talking about degrees Fahrenheit. We're talking about the number of balls in that right-hand machine that spins around. But they pull all 5 of the 1 through 70 balls first. 1 through 70. There are 70 balls bouncing around inside that single machine. And they pick them out one by one. They pick them out rather quickly. Come to think of it. And so the important thing to note, we have a $323 million rollover, which means that the jackpot lump sum will be about $147 million. Now that number I have calculated. That is not an official Mega Million recital. Sometime, during the next couple of days, the news media may, I don't know, there's probably someplace we can go and see what the lump sum would be. Let's see. What do we call this? Hey Siri, what will be the lump sum $323 million Mega Million prize?
Do you want me to?
Search the web. All right.
Something went wrong.
Hey Siri, for Mega Millions, the $323 million next jackpot, what will be the
I found this on the web.
Oh, gosh. Okay. What have you found on the web? Crap. All right. They're not answering me properly. Anyway, I've estimated at 147 million based on prior lotteries, and it's about 45 point something percent. I have a figure, but I don't. Anyway, I've calculated that. It is not an official lottery figure, but I'm good within a few million, let's say. 147,600,000. I rounded it to the nearest 100,000. Now, you don't actually get that check, even though that would be the lump sum for a $323 million Mega Millions lottery. So, that'd be the lump sum amount. But what they're going to do is fund by an ACH, you give them the account number and the routing and transit number. They're going to provide an ACH credit to your bank account of $112,176,000. Wow, that's a big number, huh? They're going to do an ACH credit to your account. But you know what? It's going to take them 15 days to accumulate the cash. You know why? Because Mega Millions is played in 45 different jurisdictions, they say. Jurisdictions. And it's going to take them a while to accumulate the cash. So you get it 15 days later. So 15 days after, let's see how it works. 15 days after the draw date, they have the money ready. So if you come in there, 2 weeks after the draw date, you'll get it tomorrow, whatever that tomorrow is. And all of a sudden, bingo, bango, $112 million shows up immediately into your checkbook. Wow. Now, suggestion, you put about $30 million in the side pocket because you're going to be in the 37% tax bracket, almost assuredly, unless you got an awful lot of stuff going on with a lot of depreciation. If you don't have any unusual depreciation or expenses that would offset some big portion of 147 million, which most regular schlemiels like myself don't have, you're likely going to have to hand over another 30 million when you file your taxes on April 15th. So the net effect is you'll have 92,988,000. 92,988,000. Holy crap. That's a lot of money. That's all, boy. Yeah, that's if you take the lump sum. 92,988,000. 92 million. Yep, after all Fed taxes. Now, if you're in a state that has a state income tax, they may assess a tax on your lottery winnings. There's nothing universal about that, so I can't comment on it. However, I can comment on the fact that Florida does not have any kind of an income tax on any income, much less lottery income. Therefore, you're in the clear. The only tax you got to pay is that to Uncle Sam, the federal government, and that'll likely be. There's the column heading right there, 37%. We're going to go all the way down to the last. There we go, 92,988,000. Wow. How would you spend 92,988,000? Now that's not $1 billion lottery, but it is a $323 million Mega Millions. Your odds, I can't hear myself think. Mega Millions, yeah, Epidemic Sound Instrumental. Turn it down just a tad. A tad, that's all. There you go. You got a $147 million lump sum, which reduces to $112,176,000 because of the 24% withholding, if you're wondering where that number came from. And then, since you're in the 37% tax bracket, you're likely going to pay another 13% of $147,600,000. And guess what that is? That means that your checkbook, the net effect on your checkbook is that 112 million shrinks to 92,988,000. Oh, we're so sad for you. What will you do with that? That would be a generational family funding. Yeah. In my case, I've got 4 kids, right? So if we give each kid $10 million, wow. Each kid 10 million. Oh, Lordy. So that's 40 million of the 90 million. All right. Now they're going to have to pay income tax on that 10 million. So that leaves them about, 6,300,000. Oh, well. And then 40 from 90 is 50. So now I'd have 52,988,000 left over. 52. That's like, holy mackerel. So let's take 50. Let's take 12,988,000. All right, and let's do a little calculation. Let's get our little calculator out here. 12,988,000. All right, we're going to put that in the side pocket. And we're going to pay our charities. Instead of giving up the cash, no, we're not going to get the cash. Times 0.04 equals. Yeah. That's 519,000. And we're going to pick two of our most favorite charities. Divide by 2. That's 259,000. And we're going to give that to them. Divide by 12. Every month we're going to give them, $21,650. $21,650 every month. And that'll be Tunnel for Towers and the Danny Thomas Hospital for children. So we're going to take care of our first responders and our military people that have had catastrophic events happen. For example, if you got arms and legs blown off, one leg, one arm, or lost your eyesight, or something, that kind of a qualifying item, you're going to get help. And we're gonna help with that help, because every month we're gonna fund $21,646 into Tunnel for Towers. And on the other end of the life cycle situation is the Children's Hospital, the one that Danny Thomas started. It has, it's a cancer curing, not only cancer. It deals with other childhood, if they were born with some kind of an extremity issue where they needed prosthetics, or, where they had some kind of, infection in a leg and they had to amputate a leg or an ankle or whatever. And they needed, all the treatments for that and the prosthetics that have to be created and fitted and the training and oh my God. And they take care of the parents while they stay there with the kid while the kid is getting healed, and then it's a marvelous thing. They also receive 21,500 hours. 21,000. Let's say $600. 21,600 every month. We will. We'll permit them to have an auto deposit. As we will with Tunnel for Towers, it'll be an automatic credit to their account. Because we're going to put, what are we going to put? Let's go back to this. Yeah. Was that 12,988? Let's go back to the calculator. 12,988. 12,988,000. Excuse me. All right. We're going to put that in an account, a separate account. We'll slide that right out of our main account. All right. And it's going to be an interest-bearing account times let's just say it's a 5% account. That's 649,000. We're going to divide that by 2 because we got 2 charities equals. All right. And we're going to divide that by 12. There you go. So every month, each charity is going to get $27,000. Okay? Give me an automatic credit right into their Tunnel for Towers and the Danny Thomas Hospital. Each will get $27,000. Automatic debit right out of the account. Because we put $12,988,000 in an account, and that's the interest off $12,988,000. The $12,988,000, doesn't basically get touched except unless the interest rate drops below 5%, they'll have to eat into some of that prize money. Well, it's okay. I got plenty of money in there. So that leaves us 80 million. Because we took 12 million out, so that leaves 80 million. All right. Now we got 4 kids. We're going to give them each 10 million. 4 times 10 is 40 million. You take 40 million from 50 million. 40 million from 80 million. That leaves 40 million. Okay? So each kid gets 10. Now you got 40 million left over. All right. So out of that 40 million, we've got 6 or 7 relatives. We can keep the math simple. We'll just say 6. So we're going to take 10 million, put it in the side pocket. Okay. Get our calculator out here again. 10 million. That's 10 million. We're going to divide that by, let's just say there are 8 of them, all right? Divided by 8. Each of the 8 are going to get 1,250,000. Okay? That takes care of that 10 million. So 40 less 10 is 30. So then Jimmy and Marilyn are going to have 30 million left over. We're going to spend we're going to put 10 million in the side. We're going to put 30 million we got left over, right? Okay, so we're going to take 10 million. 30 million. We're going to take half of that. So we got 30 million left over for us. So we're going to divide that by 2. So we're going to take 15 million times 0.05. No, 0.05 equals, there we go, that's 750,000 divided by 12. There we go, so we got 60. So this $62,500 a month we're going to be earning on that 15 million. That's what we're going to use to pay for things. Pay for cruises, pay for lunches and dinners, memberships, pay our bills, whatever. That's out of the 30 million. We divided it in 2. Right? Times 12 equals, divided by 0.05 equals, 15 million. All right. The other 15 million we're going to spend on physical things, like a condo, real estate. So we'll buy a couple of condos. We got 15 million. We could buy 3 $5 million condos. or two $7.5 million condos, or four, $4 million condos, something like that, just one in Boca Raton. You could have one, up in the North Shore of Long Island or Boston or Connecticut, some nice place. I'm afraid of Manhattan. Our residence is going to be Florida, so our income is tax-free. But, we'll get something in Boca Raton and decide if we want to get something else. The other alternative is, if we want to go to some fine place, just get a really, really nice suite in a hotel, and if you want to be in a nice, beautiful hotel, you do that for 2 weeks or whatever. Then you pack up your things, or you have your people, because you'll probably have people. Have your people pack up your things and then go back to Boca Raton. If you think you want, so Boca would be a winter residence. What do you do in the summer when it's really hot? You want to get a really nice place up in the Carolinas. That would be nice. Anyway, that's how you deal with 90 something million. I just figured out how to deal with 92,988,000 real quick, right? See, with the charities, you peel off 12,988,000, put it in an account, a side pocket, and then you, the interest off that, you fund a couple of charities. Now remember, you're going to have, let's go back to the calculator. You got 15 million in the side pocket. Oh, wait a minute. Times 0.05 equals, 15 million times 0.05. What is the matter with my fingers? 0.05 equals 750,000. That's right. Then we're going to divide that by, divide by 12. Right. Now that's the amount of money. Because remember, 15 million leaves us 62,500,000. They can always peel off some of that and give it to, hand it out for charity. Hand out $100 bills every place you go. You walk in the door, you start handing out $100 bills to whatever staff is dealing with you. Every time you go anywhere, you hand out $100 bills. After a while, they'll figure out, who the heck is that? Wow. Yeah. That'd be a nice way to finish off your life, is to have unimaginable wealth of 92,988,000. All you got to do is win that $323 million rollover. Yeah. Now when you're 80 or more, receiving the 30 payment, 5% growing annuity, that means in order to get to 323 million over a 30-year period, and the first check is 4,861,000, which you get handed to, within the first 2 weeks. And then the next year is 5,000,001, and it grows 5% every year. I mean, it ends up almost to 20 million by the time you get to the last payment, or 2 or 3. Yeah, true indeed. And then everything in between. It's growing by 5%. You can just take 5,104,000 multiplied by 5%, and that'll be the next check next year. So in the first 1 year and 1 day, you end up with almost $10 million. 4,008,000 day one, and 1 year later another 5,104,000, and so forth. And over 30 years, you end up, or 29 years, you end up with $323 million. Yeah. I've actually got it calculated every year, which is to the nearest dollar, rounds up and rounds down, Anywho, 98 million is what you're going to end up after all federal tax. If you live in Florida, Tennessee, or Texas, I don't believe your lottery winnings are taxed, because they don't have an income tax. You don't file nothing. Now, unless they have a lottery tax, which I doubt. I do not know. Florida does not. And there are at least 3 states with no income tax: Florida, Tennessee, and Texas. Don't mess with Texas. Yeah. So the big news, we found out no one won Mega Millions, and therefore the jackpot rolls over to February 3rd. There it is. Tuesday, February 3rd. Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday, Tuesday, Friday. I've got all the Tuesday, Fridays listed here. And then after that, if it rolls over, then it's February 6th. And then after that, it's February 10th. And so on, and so on, and so on. Yeah. Here's the Mega Million balls. Yeah. Mandami, remember him? Can you imagine? Mandami is the mayor of the largest city in the United States for sure, and one of the largest in the world. It's certainly the largest I think it's the largest city in the United States, and the guy is from is a communist, according to the Democrats. They call him a communist. And 13 have already died in the last cold snap. And he's not requiring anybody to go anywhere. You want to stay outside and freeze your tail off? Have at it. He is not going to force you to go into a shelter. You want to freeze in place? Fine. And they will box you up as a frozen item. Yeah. Remember Home Alone's mother? Where's our kid? She died yesterday, at age 71. She's a pretty young person to die. Who knows what her problem was? It's a short illness. Boom, she's dead. Anyway, that was the other news of yesterday. Could be that Marilyn is. Yeah, I see someone in the kitchen. Yeah, it looks like Marilyn's getting her coffee. There she is. I see her in my. Yeah, she's got her phone wrapped around. It's 7:47 and she's up moving around. All right, well, there's a picture of our little studio set up here on the 28th of January, a few days ago. Look at this. The Democrats are trying to rein in ICE and end revolving patrols, enforce accountability, and no masks, and body cameras purchased and on. Well, forget the no mask, because we don't want them to be, affected by people recognizing faces and their families being doxxed and exposed to the public, so then those families will be harassed, even if the agent is, not even the same city or state. Yeah, it's possible. Full self-driving is getting real near to be finalized. All right, sports fans. My new kitty fountains should be coming up. Yeah, this was the lottery winnings. The Senate passes a $1.2 trillion government funding deal, but the House can't approve it because the House is out of pocket until maybe Monday, when they can vote on it and the president signs it and it goes into law, assuming the House would pass it. But the Senate has passed it. A government bill. $1.2 trillion. And I don't know what all the, we'll find out on Monday or over the weekend what all the ins and outs are of that $1.2 trillion Senate bill. Okay. It's 7:50 and I'm going to sign off, and we'll see you probably tomorrow morning early. So be there or be square. Bye-bye.